On the Street Where You Live, very famous classic melody from the great My Fair Lady, one of the great shows of all time. Hey there, Andy Tishner with a few thoughts on the coolest gig anywhere. I get to play lead trumpet with the great Muny Orchestra. If you've never been to St. Louis, we have a 11,000 seat outdoor auditorium right in the middle of Forest Park in St. Louis, and we do a 7-show season every year and different shows every week. We started off this season with My Fair Lady, obviously very classic Broadway show, and one of the great things about the Muny is that you will hear these classic Broadway shows with, for the most part, the original instrumentation. We just did My Fair Lady with more than 25 players, and this is such a cool show. Again, one classic melody after another. I could have danced all night. Another one. The cool thing about this first trumpet part for My Fair Lady are all these funny little solos that you have to play throughout. That comes back a couple of times. Then there's so great, fun part to play for My Fair Lady. And one of the great challenges of the Muny is every week, different show, and frequently completely different from one another. Our second week, we did Hairspray, what I would definitely call a modern day classic. But this is stylistically completely radically different. It's rock and roll. This is 1960s rock and roll, a little bit of Motown mixed in. So you have things like this. Or the great tune, Welcome to the 60s. So, driving eighth note, totally radically different than My Fair Lady with that big lush vibrato you go for with the classic scores. Hairspray, totally different approach. So one of many challenges, incredibly rewarding playing out at the Muny, but also, like I say, many challenges. Weather, lots of rain this year, St. Louis heat, that's fun, especially a show like Hairspray with lots of high notes in it. You have to rest, you have to stay hydrated, you have to really take lots of rest, you have to really, gear up for the show every night. Frequently, you're 20, 30 yards away from the conductor. We have an enormous pit, as you could well imagine. It's the width of the stage. But we do these marvelous productions out there. I mean, these are like nowhere else you will ever see them. Just totally grand scale. And this week is something very special. We have a new show. It's based on the classic movie Holiday Inn, all Irving Berlin songs. And so we're back to a little bit more maybe classic big band kind of style. And just to pick one of a million classic melodies. So, some classic, maybe a little bit older style Broadway, but lots of fun to play. So anyway, coolest place on earth, Muny in St. Louis, and hope to see you out there. Come out and check out Holiday Inn. Like I say, brand new musical, so you're not going to see it anywhere else, folks. So there's a few thoughts on the Muny.